Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final video in the series reading Martin Torbell's essay on ego inflation and how to defeat it. Ego inflation seems to be a real trending thing these days, and it is so much of what New Age spirituality is, and even other religions, Christianity, Sanatana Dharma, they all influence each other. What works in one will be borrowed by someone in another one. Today we're going to finish up with the last few pages of this essay. Here we go. One of the deep reasons why they and monasteries anywhere in the world are letting the monks and nuns work with dirt, cleaning, cooking, taking care of sick people and dying people was in order that they should never lose reality and the ground connection of life. People who are being catched by ego inflation begin, as a rule, to act like kings and queens. They shall not do anything practical. They shall not be adjusted. They just fly in their spiritual bubble. To all three kinds of ego inflation, there are, in other words, some philosophical principles and supporting exercises you ought to hold on to, and generally it is good to have knowledge about the thought distortion called truth by authority. There are today a vast amount of non enlightened New Age self help gurus. They might very well have strange paranormal abilities, but it doesn't matter in this question. They get their authority by claiming that their teaching either is coming from a state of enlightenment, or is being channeled by some kind of divine source, or is coming from clairvoyant abilities, or something profound that makes them special. And likely their program can be copyrighted as unique when it's really not. If such teachers put their teaching forward in this way, you can be 100% sure that this teacher has a problem with ego inflation, if he is not directly a fraud, and there are thousands of them in the New Age community. Why is this? Because no real enlightened master would argue in the way they do. True enlightened masters, or sober spiritual teachers, speak from their own source and are always characterized by humility. Just look at the Dalai Lama, who incessantly claims that he hasn't reached the full Rigpa and that he is just a beginner. True enlightened masters, as well as sober spiritual teachers, are always just philosophers who are giving reasons and presenting arguments to support conclusions. Truth by authority is about taking statements to be true simply because an alleged authority, like an expert or teacher or divine source or whatever, on the matter has said and justified that they are true. A level of critical thinking is always appropriate because the statement may be based on different kinds of thought distortions, for example, the non dual bias. People who, in their arguments and teachings again and again, have to defer to some authority in order to justify their arguments are 100% on the wrong track, even if they should have maybe some paranormal abilities or maybe something about them that is unexplainable. It is interesting to see that true enlightened masters, as well as other sober spiritual teachers, never do this, and probably most people who have made a business on being clairvoyants, etc., will fall for truth by authority. That's the end of this essay. I will put a link down below to Martin's blog where you can read many essays like this and all sorts of things. He has quite a range of stuff. It is interesting what he says. You always see these great enlightened beings. Dalai Lama, I always refer to Raman Maharshi because I think most of us will agree he was enlightened. They'll say, I speak as a messenger of God. That's pretty much it. Or something. But then you see all these other gurus out there, oh no, I'm channeling this being, and I'm channeling these 1,000 beings, and I'm channeling this being. And it's like, okay. And then you start looking at the writings and you go, wow, Ramana, even if you don't necessarily agree with him, he had some pretty profound stuff to say and really walked his talk. He really did walk his talk. Where these others seem to say, wow, it's funny, your 2,000 beings from another planet who you channel are saying the same headlines I saw on CNN last night. What a coincidence. Or, wow, what do you know? They're proponents of the secret. Wow, as in the book. Wow, it's amazing how you were talking about how you just read a new book, and funny enough, you're channeling creatures promote the ideas in that book. Yeah, no. If your guru is a CNN headline or a Fox headline or anything, yeah, no, they're not channeling anything but their cable cable TVville. This is such a great essay. There's so much here to just make you think. Please go back, read this on your own, read some of his other stuff. I wanted to share his stuff with you because I think he's so cool and what he says is so huge and just will rock your world. And trust me, I speak from personal experience of having experiences and spiritual experiences, that is, and also purging myself of things that were just hokey. And once you purge yourself, I swear your mind explodes. It really does. Once you get rid of stuff that is mumble jumble, doesn't make sense, you let in light, and wow, that's huge. All right, with that, thank you for joining me on this little series. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next reading. Jai Shri Krishna.